Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show, July 19th, 2022 edition. My name is Dave Josko, back fresh from Dublin, Ireland. Nice to see everybody. I missed everybody while I was away. I hope Alon did a splendid job to keep everybody apprised and entertained for last week's merriment. This is the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. We do this show every Tuesday to put awareness to the actual beautiful Comedy Cellar, which I was actually at last night. I did not perform, but I went down there. But I will just tell you that if indeed you were in New York City today, in an hour, you can see Marina Franklin run an hour at the Fat Black Pussycat, which, Marina's the best. So she's performing her there. She'll be there in an hour. And then, hello, Marcy. Thank you. That's very nice. I missed you too. I missed everybody. I missed Hello Anonymous, Jenny Cone Sanchez. Nice to see everybody again. So Marina's at the Cellar tonight. Sam Morrell, Ryan Hamilton. Those are our boys. They're going to be all there tonight. It's always a good time at the Comedy Cellar. Obviously, the Vegas show, the Vegas Comedy Cellar is terrific too. If you are in Vegas, like I believe, was it Anonymous who was in Vegas? I think a few weeks ago. So that's all at the Comedy Cellar. So I will show you some slides now. If you're a member of Just Gal in the City, which most of you are, I have my bonus show if you are a Patreon subscriber, and then I showed a lot of the Ireland slides, but I'm going to show some of them tonight because, well, why not? Just tonight we show some special ones, I guess, and I don't know how special they were. I went with Jeff Ross, the Roastmaster General, so they're mostly about food. I don't think anybody's surprised on that one. And but anyway, last night, Mike, you ready for this? And this will be heavily spoken about on the podcast tomorrow, next week. But my Ireland podcast comes out today, so you can hear all about it. Anyway, yesterday I went right next door to the Comedy Cellar, that theater next door to the Comedy Cellar. So it was so messed up, Mike. I was on the backwards line starting at Mamoon's, and outside Steve was like, "Come on, move it along," like I was annoying him because I was on the line to the other place. They do it the opposite way.
Yeah.
And it was to see a stupid magic show. It was called Monday Night Magic. And I went with a friend who I want on this podcast. His name is Joel Osborne, and he's terrific. He used to work with the amazing Jonathan all the time, who I never cared for. But, this guy, Joel Osborne, is a very handsome, attractive Australian man. And I think he's a good comic from what I've heard, but he's a great guy. And I just met him last night because his wife was doing the magic. I've never heard of a female magician before. Maybe that sounds sexist, but most of the women I talked to said they never heard of one either. And the ironic thing is, Mike, she was dressed as an assistant. She was wearing the costume like an assistant would wear, like a really sexy costume. But the magicians were pretty bad. And then this little girl fell off. They keep bringing up volunteers. This little girl fell off the stage, and the MC was such a prick and a half. He didn't even care, and everybody was like, and then it almost ended the show. And I just have lots to say about it, but it was so weird being at the theater right next to the Comedy Cellar and waiting on a different line. Hi, it's the It. Gabriel, nice to yes, it's 6 p.m. Time for Dave Joskow. That's right. You got that right. How are you, everybody? Yeah, so I hope everybody had a great week. I certainly did. Did you perform at all, Mike?
Yeah, I was at the stand on Thursday, and I guess Anonymous was there again. I'm sorry.
Anonymous was at this. Oh, I don't have a husband who died of COVID, but what? Is that one of your jokes?
It's a joke, yeah.
Oh. So Anonymous is like a huge fan of yours. She's come to see you multiple times, and as her namesake says, doesn't introduce herself. Apparently, is that true?
I had to leave because I had to fly out the very next morning.
You use that excuse quite a bit.
I did.
What kind of comic are you? I thought all the other comics I know want to hang out. I mean, Jeff Ross can't. He doesn't want to go home because he's afraid somebody's not going to notice him.
Oh,
it's like you're the exact opposite.
If I had known she was there, I would have stayed though.
Look what she says. I never miss a Mike Suarez show. Wow,
But I
that's
do.
awesome.
So, but then I had to go to Corpus there was a convention there that I had to do a corporate
I
thing.
saw your pictures. They were hilarious. You look really good in them too.
Oh, thank you.
Was that Comic-Con?
It was a Comic-Con, but it wasn't the Comic-Con.
The Comic-Con is in San Diego, right?
Right. It's going to go on starting this week.
Now, if you're like me, which I think you might be, because we were talking about Captain America before, you know, for people my age, Comic-Con is such a bummer because it's not the way it used to be, which was actually about comic books. It's become so much different, right?
It's mainly about movies and TV shows.
Now it's about movies, but it used to be actually about comic books. And, me and Attell used to talk about it all the time. We were going to those things way before anybody, was doing those things. I have pictures of us at a Star Trek convention in like the 1989. I mean, we went as a goof. Right. I can't believe Catalina's here. Yeah, I know you were going. Wow, the south of Chile is freezing. You went somewhere cold. Actually, that wouldn't be bad today. But I know she was traveling. I didn't think she'd be able to come to the show. She's been sending me traveling pictures all week. In fact, Catalina, I was looking up on a map where you're going because you said the road you're on. I think it's like 5. Like which I don't know what the roads are like out there or how they announce them, but it goes all the way to Peru. And it sounded so cool, but it's impossible to find a detailed highway map of Chile. They just have like a map and it has the cities, but it doesn't have a highway map like we have, or at least I didn't see one. Oh my God. Angela rant. Yes, that's right. Ranting about Dylan. Maybe thank you. Maybe funnier than ordering a background check on his background checkers. Thank you, Angela. Mike, Jeff made me go see this Bob Dylan play called The Girl from North Country, which somehow got to Broadway. Now, I've talked to 3 people that have seen it, and they also think it's a bag of shit. It was a bag of shit. Bob Dylan should be embarrassed that he let them do their music. They butchered all of his music. I hate Bob Dylan anyway. I mean, I hate him, but I don't like him. I don't care. It's not like Springsteen, which I really can't stand.
Okay.
But and apparently I can't say that. It's like I don't like black people. I mean, I might as well say that. I don't like Springsteen.
Say that you're joking.
Canceled. So and again in the two-faced world of Dave Juskow, if Bruce Springsteen was here and he was on the show, I'd be like, oh my God, I love you so much. So don't ever think if he was in person I would ever say that to him. But so yeah, oh my God. So all the places in Dublin, and again, you can hear this on the podcast, and thank you, Angela, for appreciating that ridiculous rant. Dylan, what a scumbag he is. Which you're never going to hear on anybody else's podcast. This play is just the worst play. And Jeff was like, I want to see the Dylan play. And I think he thought it was going to be something different too. And I said, look, I'll go to you with that play. I'll go to the play with you, but everything closes down here at 9:30 food wise. You either we have to see the play or we have to eat. There can't, don't get upset if there's no place to eat after the show. He goes, yeah, I want to see the show. And then of course, as soon as we get out of the show, where are we going to eat? And I'm like, son of a, and it was like really annoying because I told, because then we saw a bad play and there was no where to eat. So I love Bob Dylan because he was real about not giving a shit about you. Jenny, you're absolutely right. There's no doubt that these people I say, but I don't care for their music. Bob Dylan is badass, and he was the first, and he's way cool, and everything he did was cool, and he kind of set the pace for everybody else, right, Mike? I mean, you can't hate Bob Dylan for what he put together in his lifetime and the songs he put together in the music,
right?
I mean, I don't care for his singing or I don't care for those kind of songs, but I respect it. So there's a couple I know, but in this show, I didn't recognize one of them. They definitely do like a Rolling Stone, and I didn't even know it was playing at the time. These people were awful. They butchered the songs. The acting was horrible. The premise is horrible. And if I find the guy that wrote this show, call him something or other, I'm going to punch him in the face. He is the worst writer, and he should never work again. And the fact that this show was nominated for a couple of Tony Awards means I might have to get out of the Broadway scene because it's not happening. But I'm gonna chalk it up to COVID for now. Otherwise, there's clearly nothing on Broadway if they're doing this show. The Girl from the North Country. First of all, there was no Girl from the North Country. So you think it's going to be Bob Dylan, like singing Bob Dylan songs. It's a guy traveling through the North Country singing Bob Dylan songs. That's not it. Then you're like, well, maybe it's a girl going through the North Country singing Bob Dylan. That's not it. And then the ending, who I was just talking to my friend Rebecca last night at the bar, saw it too. And she was laughing as hard as Jeff was laughing at the very ending where it gets really depressing, where they're like, and it turned out that he had gone, and some people say he died dying a poor man, and there's everybody died at the end. The announcer was just saying it, and Jeff was laughing so hard because it was just stupid, and you were just done, and you didn't care about the characters, so it just got like sadder and sadder, but in a hilarious way. And of course, he died on Christmas Eve, the saddest of all days to die. Like it was really stupid. Is Aunt Judy here? Oh, she is here. Hello, Aunt Judy. Aunt Judy thought the bonus show was too long this week, which she was right. It was like 20 minutes. I'm just showing slides. It's like this show, but you pay for that one, I guess. Let me just take a sip because I've been waking up at 5:30 in the morning, and then I went out till 2:30 in the morning last night. I woke up at 5:30 this morning, and then I came home to this. And then, hello, I don't know whether you know, Alana and I are going to see Billy Joel tomorrow. We're finally going to MSG to go see it.
How much for tickets?
Well, that's the beauty. So we were waiting. We do a Billy Joel A to Z podcast. If you haven't heard it, then please, listen. It's great. I mean, if you like Billy Joel. So we had this guy Steve Mandel, who is the music coordinator for the Tonight Show on. And, I think he asked us if we've been I think Alon's been to the residency. I haven't been there yet. I mean, I've seen Billy Joel multiple times, but not the residency since he started at MSG. Mm-hmm. So, everybody's asking, have you guys gone? Have you guys gone? And we're like, no, we're waiting for somebody to invite us. We were kind of hoping, by Zanzibar, Billy Joel would invite us, like we just had this plan. So we weren't going to go. My sister kept wanting to get me tickets. The second year, she goes, I want to get David tickets for Billy Joel for his birthday and his friend Alon. And then she was going to get herself tickets. And then, because my birthday's coming up in a couple weeks. And then these guys called and they're like, hey, we want to, there's another friend of mine who's a big fan of the podcast, and we want to take you guys to see Billy Joel. Tickets are on us, and we're going tomorrow. Can't believe it. We're like really excited about it. But there was one catch. We have this thing, and again, the people will tell you that I think Marcy knows my birthday, August 13th, Saturday this year. We always yell out this unreleased song. It's called, we've been talking about it since the D's. It's called December Song. It was unreleased, and it's it's not very good. And we always joke about yelling it out if we ever go to the concert. Play December Song, and because he'll be like, what? What's going on? Who are those guys? And we're gonna wear shirts and have signs. And the guys, when they DM'd us, they're like, just one caveat: do not yell out December Song. We don't want to embarrass ourselves, because maybe, I don't know, maybe we have really good seats. Maybe we'll go backstage. I don't know. I'm very excited.
Awesome.
That's right. Aunt Judy and my grandfather used to play 813 all the time, and they lost all the time. It never came in. 813. I think that was a pretty good number, but no, I guess not. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we let me show. I kept this from before I left. I was reading the paper. Concessions at MSG are 50% off from 7 to 7:30. Really?
Make sure you examine the t-shirts.
That's interesting.
Or the outside garden, I'm sorry. T-shirts outside the garden. Okay, sorry.
Hey, Marcy, you're doing lines from Clueless. I appreciate that. She's like, if you ever ain't on the heavy clam bakes. I love Marcy. That's great. Thank you for putting that in. It just made my day. Anyway, so I was reading the post before I left, and I love showing this. He yells out the motorcycle song. Exactly. The motorcycle song became all about soul. It was called Jericho Road, la la la. It's all about Long Island and anyway. Mike, show the the first picture. This is all in the post in one day. That's why I kept it. I usually throw it out if it's a week later, right? And now I've decided the New York Post has become my new Maxim magazine, because it is. This was page 3. I don't even know who this was. Her name's Sydney something or other. That's page 3. A couple pages later is the next slide, which is who? Hayden Panettiere, who looks amazing. I've always been attracted to her. She's fantastic. She's so hot. And then what's on page, technically, that's on page 7. That's then page 16, I believe, is the next one, which is, what's her, isn't that Emily Ratajkowski? Emily Ratajkowski? Emily, can't remember, but right? I mean, what kind of, what, again, I say, like, people like, why do you read the Post? And then even like 5 more pages.
Dipping the fruit on the left right there.
I know. Well, that's the best. So look at the next one. I think is what's the next one is oh no, that's not the. But yeah, but see, more like this. I lose weight, but she's still hot. It's always just hot girls. So here was today. If we go to the next one, number 5. So that now they're talking about college athletes scoring lucrative modeling gigs. The one on top is a hockey player, obviously, but the gymnast at the bottom. I mean, she's so hot. And then the next page is, this is all today. That's Halsey. But that's the best is what was the Floyd, who's the guy that died in Minnesota, is on the other page.
Well, look at the headline there.
E-bike sickos, Manhattan sex attacks. Exactly. That's what makes these even funnier. How would I not love getting a paper like this? Jeez. And then, of course, the headline was J-Lo getting married to that fucking idiot Ben Affleck. She's so stupid, but she looks unbelievable. She's like my age. She looks fantastic. Does she not look fantastic?
She looks great.
Why marry such a tool? But they both must be tools. They both must be just horrible people.
Probably.
Now I have the Elvis song "Clam Bake" in my head. Oh, Brian. Yeah. What's what I was wearing at the stand Thursday? Is she coming on to you?
Huh? Where I don't see that when I was on the other page.
Apparently, Anonymous was wearing something sexy to grab your attention.
Oh, I feel like a real.
But it's funny that you keep running out. You did that in Asbury Park too, or wherever you were.
Well, I had to get this train, but see, if I had known, I would have just hung out.
No, I know it's just kind of funny that you're like. You're like I don't know, Dave Chappelle. Like you're like, yeah, gotta run right out. It's funny that this woman keeps coming to see you, but you're like, well, listen, I'm a very busy man. I don't have time to see my public. But wow. Let me show.
Message me on Instagram.
What? Oh yeah, right.
Me on Instagram.
I don't know whether she has an Instagram page. I mean, obviously her name is anonymous for some reason. So yeah, I have the Deputy Gibson slides. Let's look at some of the. I'm going to share my screen, Mikey, to look at the Ireland slides. Now, a lot of you have seen some of these. Can you see them? Yes, Mike. Yeah. So obviously that was the hour we got there, right off the plane. Kevin Nealon was there. Remember, they're all shooting a show called Name That Tune. It's going to be on Fox. And Kevin Nealon was having breakfast, so it was perfect. Like, let's have breakfast. I know. And people were like, why aren't you smiling? I'm like, well, we made a conscious choice not to smile, but Jeff didn't go along with the gag. So now we just look stupid. But I'm telling you, this guy, Kevin Nealon, is the greatest guy ever. He's a wonderful person, and he's really funny and cool. And then so Jeff went up to sleep because he was working with Chappelle, and he flew on a jet to Washington, D.C., then from LA to Ohio to D.C. and to Teterboro Airport, and then to Dublin. So he had to go back and game just shut up, Anonymous. Making Mets shit again. I got him that shirt because I think he spilled ice cream on his one at the airport. So he went to bed, and me and Kevin took this walk to where he knew where to go to this thing. And he goes, Dave, you're too small. You can see behind. If you can see behind, there's a stone wall. He goes, Dave, you're too tiny. Get on top. So he made me get on the wall. He held me up. Like he had to grab my hand. And 2 old men trying to manipulate standing on a wall. But we had the best time. We got lost walking around. and it was really, really cool. Great, super, really nice guy. And that was like my first 2 hours there. And I'm like, this is going to be a great trip. And then we went to the park at the James Joyce DeWitt statue, as we've been calling it. Attell came up with that one. Because, Jeff likes just walking around. And, he's like, let's go to the park. And I'm like, the park? I want to get drinking. But again, he was the host. So whatever he wanted to do was fine with me. But I really just wanted to start drinking Guinness, and try it. And I got to tell you, boy, it was as good as advertised there. It was perfect. And I don't drink straight Guinness here, but I'm dying to try it and see what the difference is. Well, the mustache, he kept asking, what do you think of the mustache? I like the mustache. I think he looks cool with it. What do you think, Mike?
He looks like a Batman villain.
He does look like a Batman villain. You're right. Well, so we finally found a place. We had to call like 10 people. I had to call Colin, who we used to have on the show all the time, who plays the guitar from the Cellar. I had to call him and say, Colin, where can we go to have our first Guinness? Where's the place? And he mentioned a place. It's kind of touristy, but it was really good. And that's us having our first Guinness. And Jeff doesn't really like beer, but he knew when in Rome, or Dublin, they changed that saying. And it was delicious. It was really, really great. And Anonymous, everybody could tell we were tourists, but everybody knew Jeff. I mean, he got stopped multiple times. It was quite fascinating, actually, to be lots of American, but also Irish people seemed to know who he was too. So that was cool. But I got into a fight with the bartender here as soon as I walked in. Like, as I said, well, what would you put if I ordered a black and tan? He goes, probably put Smithers, but we're not allowed to do it. And I'm like, what do you mean you're not allowed to do it? Because it's like taboo. He goes, no, people get too fucked up on it. I'm like, what do you mean? How do people get too fucked up on just combining beer? I mean, you serve beer. What's the difference if you combine the beer? If somebody wants two different beers, even if it's disgusting, how is that a thing? And they're like, I don't know. The guy didn't know what he was talking about. Then the manager came over and he goes, what the fuck are you talking about, to the kid? And he's like, well, you told us we could. This is not what I said. You're fired. Get out. That last part didn't happen, but it would have been. But the guy was so angry that he left and he wouldn't pour any beer for us anymore. But the manager was like, I'll take care of you guys. He might have known who Jeff was. I don't know. But the kid had all wrong information, as did everyone else we asked. Where can we go? Where can we go? Nobody knows. And I was thinking about it. If anybody comes to Manhattan and asks me where to go, I don't know. I mean, Mike, if I came to Texas, would you tell me where to go?
Oh, yeah.
For dinner?
Yeah, around the corner and go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Maybe he shouldn't have worn you Protestant whore t-shirt the whole time.
That's where I fucked up. Well, this is the Temple Bar, which I knew I was going to go to, because if you go to this thing called earthcam.com, you can right now, we can look at it. After I finish the slides, Mike, I'll tell you to pull that up. And you'll see it's a live picture of this area that you can see all the time. So we can see our security guard friend there all the time, but he can't see me. I was calling my sister and my friends, hey, I'm on EarthCam, which is hilarious because you could clearly just do that with a video chat. But it's more fun this way because the whole world is watching this one street. It's a 24-hour live camera to this neighborhood. And it was fun. Now's the food portion of the show, but look at those wings. You know how much I love wings. These were unbelievable, Mike. I don't know what the story is with Dublin, but their wing, it was a toothpick. I love having a toothpick in my mouth, Anonymous. I don't know why. These wings were unbelievable. Check this out. Fucking club sandwich. Look how that's the most delicious looking club sandwich I've ever seen in my life. And it was delicious. Not just the appearance. It was fantastic. So I was trying not to eat heavy because we were going out, but Jeff doesn't care. He'll eat. He never has an issue. Monday, I had diarrhea. I had to haul ass to, I was Crimson the Surf and Tide, and I had to go. I assume you're talking about lady problems, so I'll let that go. Miss Geist was right about you. I'm just doing clueless lines now. I am gay. And there she is. Me, Jeff, and Debbie Gibson, Mike.
Oh, wow.
Now, Debbie Gibson is around, she's about 50. She's coming to the city to perform at 54 Below, and I think I'm going to ask her out.
Go for it.
Why not?
Yeah.
She's a perfect girlfriend for me.
Yeah, I think
She's
we're
like,
alone
she's famous, but not so much. But she's from the 80s, just like me. I just, yeah, Mrs. Juskow. Why not? So anyway, so Mike, get this, right? I don't know what I told you.
You could just ask her out of the blue.
That's right. Then came you out of the blue. So Mark Cohen.
And when you go out, you go like, I thought it was going to happen only in my dreams.
Oh, that's right. Only in my dreams. Because she had a lot of hits.
Yeah. And then you got lost
in my dream. Ah. Anyway, so you would know this, but years ago, Mark Cohen, the host, the MC of the Las Vegas Improv, the Comedy Cellar, used to have a joke about Debbie Gibson. And I said, oh my God, my friend Mark Cohen has a joke about your dad. And I'm like, me and him and Sarah Silverman used to laugh at it all the time. So then she was obviously intrigued with about her dad and Sarah Silverman asking it. And Jeff was like, and I just kept saying about it. And then Jeff was like, well, what's the joke? Because I kept doing the premise. And then I'm like, then I was going through my head. I'm like, wait a minute.
I know the joke.
What?
I know the joke.
You know the joke?
Yeah. Her dad was her inspiration.
Yeah. How could you possibly know that joke? It's from the 80s or the early 90s.
He did it on TV at one point.
Wow. That's amazing. Yes, I didn't think you would know the joke. You're too young. Yeah.
Was her dad just mowing the lawn, just singing to himself, shake your love. I just can't shake your love.
Yeah. It's shake your love. I just can't shake your love. Debbie, get out here. And that was the joke. And I don't know whether she thought it was funny or not. But I took the picture and I sent it to Mark and Sarah, and I just put the caption was, Debbie, get out here. And we all knew what it was because I had to think, if was it a bad joke before I said it. I had to go through it again. Like, and I heard you were blowing your dad. Like I was like, oh shit, that's not the joke I wanted to tell. So I had to make sure. But I can't believe you know that joke. Yeah, he did it on TV, but how could you have possibly even seen that? Where was it?
Probably one of those showcase ones, like even at the Improv or Caroline's Comedy Hour. One of those.
But you remembered it?
It's stuck in my head,
right?
There's like a Robert Schimmel joke that's never left my head, and Voss's blockbuster joke.
Right? Isn't that funny? And that's a stupid joke, and it's just right, and it obviously stayed with me forever. Yeah. And it's a dumb joke, but that's Mark Cohen. I mean, he makes me laugh at that kind of shit. Debbie, get out here. I guess because we can picture it in in our heads. And there is Jane Krakowski, Jack McBrayer. This is Randy Jackson's security guard, Lucas. Great guy. And do you know Lonnie Love?
Yeah.
Oh, she's terrific. I just met her. She was really nice. We had a great time. And they had Guinness on tap at the hotel. So it was great. Oh, by the way, the next day or Thursday, I saw Debbie just as I was leaving for the plane. And I saw her out there and she was wearing shorts. She looked amazing. But I was like, Debbie, oh, Debbie. Like, it was really pathetic. So I was like, wait, you're that guy that was like waving me down like a gay guy over there. Debbie, it's me. But I like that picture because we all look really happy. And I think we were. This is us at the Guinness factory. Obviously, I had to take this photo. This was a no-brainer. And we got a VIP tour. I set it up. We got a VIP tour. One guy took us around. We didn't have to go with everybody else, and had a great time. So I took this one, Mike. And what am I going to show next?
Oh, I think I know.
Tell me.
Oh, you drinking Guinness?
No. What does this picture remind you of?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. I got flummoxed by Anonymous.
No?
It does look like that, actually. Yes.
That's why I had to take it. Anonymous is interesting. When is your birthday, Mike?
Next month, the 26th.
Oh, you're an August birthday too?
Mm-hmm.
August 26th is even worse than mine. Nobody must be around for your birthdays. Oh, maybe
Usually, no.
you grew up in Texas though, so it's different. For me, everybody was on vacation and gone.
Yeah.
But for you, I guess that's not a thing there, right? I mean, do people
Usually school had
travel?
just started. So,
Oh, that's even worse. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. And there they put your picture on the Guinness. So, Mike, actually, I'll stop sharing for a second. Can you play that video of me, the video I have of the Guinness of them making that?
Mhm.
I just grab it here. It's definitely you, yeah?
Definitely you, yeah.
That's awesome.
Isn't that
They were-
terrific?
They were doing that at Joey Rose's last week
No way.
at DeRosa's place. I don't think they have it all the time, but I think the Guinness people were there for like the day.
Oh man, I didn't even have to go all the way over there for that. I'm going to share my screen again. I hope it comes up the correct way. Actually, see it. I guess it. I don't know. Oh, you know what I have to do? I have to put this up. Okay. Now I'm going to share my screen. Yes, you can see this now.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah, that's the guy that's Colm. His name is spelled Colm, but he called him Colm, I guess. And that's the upstairs of the Guinness factory. That's on like the top floor, which is like a bar and like it's like a party, but it closes at 6:00.
Oh wow.
But boy, that was super, super fun. A really good time. And then we just took this is just before we went to the play. We went there to get high. Just we were going out to play. It was like, hey, there's a castle. Just like just appeared out of nowhere. And then yeah, we had to get high for that.
Scarfy thinks your picture looks like it should have a prison number below it.
I know, doesn't it? Yeah, it totally looks like that. Yeah.
It did have a Hogwarts wanted poster look about it.
Yeah, you're right. Like the third one, Black, Sirius Black, right? And this is the time where I'm like, I am done and I cannot wait to get home. Picture. But the funny thing is, Mike, it looks just like we're at a kebab place, the only place open. It looks just like we're on McDougal Street.
It does.
That's what it was the exact same thing. We even met two comics who came out. They couldn't believe Jeff was on the street. Like, we just did a show. Oh, man.
I thought you were going to say two meth addicts.
Oh, no. They were really nice kids. And that's the final Guinness of the trip. I took a picture. Look how delicious and beautiful it looks. I couldn't wait to get back to the hotel and just drink Guinness there. It was fantastic because none of the bars were, I don't know, we just didn't know where to go. So I was very happy there. Look at that beautiful pour. It was wonderful. I got to say, it was a really fun trip. And but it's funny. I don't think I told you guys, the Friday before I left, I went to this place called Molly's on 22nd and 3rd. If you listen to my podcast, you hear I go there a lot lately. It's a really, traditional Irish bar. In fact, I should have shown you those pictures. The shepherd's pie I had there looked better than anything I had in Dublin. It was unbelievable. And my friend had the bangers and mash. And I'm now looking at the chat room. You guys are really flirting. It's kind of
So
exciting.
I was married. I'm like, I'm not married.
Anyway, so I went, to this Irish bar because I was practicing, the Friday before I left, and I talked to one of the waiter and two bartenders that I know there, but I don't know them well, but I know them, and I said, "Oh, I'm going to Dublin," and they said, "How many days are you going?" I go, 5 days, and they're like, "Ooh, you only need to go 2," and I'm like, "Why do they keep saying?" All three of them said it separately without being prompted, that you only need to go there for 2. But now I understand that's truly all you need for Dublin. There's nothing else to do after the second day. You've seen everything. I guess that's what they meant. And well, Lonnie Love, when she went out to the cliffs and the really cool things that I really would have liked to do, but we just didn't get a chance to do it. It would have been so awesome. Yeah, look, Anonymous really likes you. He always ignores me and runs away.
I don't ignore her. I just leave before the
Exciting.
show is over. No, I've been divorced for a few years now.
Oh, you're divorced?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
The other shows know that. Sorry.
How long were you married?
About 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
In Texas? Like you
Yeah.
stayed in, or were you living here at the time?
I mean, I had gone up there, and after about 2 years of going back and forth, that's when we got divorced. So-
Wow. What? I mean, do you still talk to her?
oh yeah, yeah. I
Or
mean, sort of.
was it a bad, like, I mean, a bad breakup?
No, it's fine.
Oh,
I didn't have a lot of money, so it's okay.
yeah. Girls hate that. Fortunately, online it says I'm worth $18 million if you look it up. So
Nice.
been getting a lot of dates lately. So people don't seem to know you can fudge the internet. This Dave just. Oh yeah, there. Thank you, Mike. Look at that. That's live. It's 11:35 there. It's kind of funny that it's so quiet there. It's only 11:35. The place closes at like 12. Oh no, I think it closes at 11:30. But it's like we were on that. No, right. It closed. Everything closes early. But yeah, I think there's that security guard there. Isn't that cool? It's completely real time. I was talking on the phone and there was like no lag time. Isn't it cool?
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. So when I said the security guard, when we told him goodbye, we're like, well, I'll be able to see you. 'Cause, I watch him every night now. Yes. Oh my God, he looks exactly like him with the mustache. Oh my God, egghead. You know what I say to that? Exactly. Well, isn't that extraordinary? Ooh. Hearing how the locals piss and smear shit all over the party stone the night after I kissed it was my personal highlight. You're probably right, Brian. Oh God. Right? It's like it's the Stanley Cup. I think people shit in that thing, and then people are always kissing it all the time. Like, what has to do with Selena? Angelo?
Oh, my pinned tweet. I pinned it because apparently Attell said it years later.
You're not talking about my cat. You're talking about Selena, the singer.
The singer, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
it's about the pinned tweet is I'm at my sister's college graduation. There's so many Hispanic women crying. I thought Selena died again.
Oh, no. Jeez, I can't believe people were. So what was her name? Selena.
Selena.
Oh, it was just Selena. That's right.
Yeah.
Now we all think of just Selena Gomez. Yes, I do, Anonymous. I do think everything is about my cat and me. Yes, I do. That's true. Well, meanwhile, when I got home, the gas was off in the building for some reason. So they actually came into my apartment while I was gone and pulled the stove out. When I came in, I saw that the stove was out. I'm like, oh my God, somebody was in my apartment. They saw all my cocaine. I'm just kidding. Well, who knows, like, because sometimes I leave it out. Anyway, so when they came back and I knew they were going to come on the Friday, I was trying to sleep late and I was like waiting, and I know they're going to ring the bell at 7 a.m, but they at least waited till noon. And I mean, they got to push that back, and reconnect it. So I know how important it is. There are so many people in this building. I couldn't believe they let them in. Some people won't let the people that work here in their houses. You got to be a damn idiot to be like that.
The first time I said that line, I got very embarrassed about it because I didn't know what was happening. But I'd gone to I said it on 9/11.
About Selena?
Yeah, because I didn't know what happened. I just got to
Oh.
school, and it was like I was at community college, and everyone's kind of freaking out and crying.
Right, you're like, right. Yeah, that's
I was like,
hilarious.
what happened? Is Selena
What
dead?
did Selena die again?
Yeah, exactly like that. And then it's like,
Right.
actually, this is what.
Actually, douchebag.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit down by
Wow.
myself now.
That's hilarious. But we're still going out tonight, right? You're asking the girl out, but that doesn't change it. I mean, that happened over there. So anyway, so I said, hey, can you clean back there? If you're gonna pull it out, can you clean? It's got to be dirty, but everybody, there's always a space in between the stove and your counter. So you always spill stuff there, and you're never gonna get it out. So I'm like, can we clean back there? And he's like, no, I can't. It doesn't pull back far enough. I'm like, well, can you see if there's anything back there? And he goes, and he takes a look back and he goes, oh my God. And I'm like, what is it? And I looked in, there was all cat toys. And I guess they've been there for like 10 years. I guess they haven't caused any fire. I'm like, is it dangerous? He goes, I guess nothing's happened yet. I was wondering where all those toys went. It was a complete reminder that I used to have a cat, and I got sad.
Oh,
But happy because I was thinking of our time together. And happy that I don't have a cat because then I was able to go away and not worry about having a cat, because then I used to get upset about going away because then I missed her so much. Whatever. Anyway, let's do the slides I put together today. I don't know how great they are, but we love doing it. It's something to do. I am sharing now. So I assume you can see this first one. This is what?
Oh God.
What? Oh, the picture?
Yeah.
Well, isn't that funny? It's like this is the worst picture because you have a picture with the president and you're just going to hate that kid for the rest of his life. The dad would be like, you couldn't smile for 30 seconds with the president. We're taking a picture. I mean, I'd be so angry at that kid. I would disown him for the rest of I would blame him for the rest of my life for having that picture. And you can see the mother's like, I don't care that my kid's crying. I am going to look good in this photo. It's a total embarrassment of the family. What a selfish fucking kid. I hate that kid. Quintanilla?
Quintanilla.
Oh, right. You're Spanish. I forgot. You know how to pronounce it. You and Catalina know exactly how to spell that or pronounce it, at least. I love pronounce that again.
Quintanilla.
Sasa. Yeah. This is a guy that was one of the rioters at the Capitol apologizing to the officer. And the officer's like, get the fuck out of my face, asshole. This is just awful. He's like, now he's regretting it, but he's like, shut up. I mean, look at that. It says it all. Guy's trying. You feel a little bad for this guy, kind of, but this is the guy. I mean, it's just pisses me off. And this is what they're doing in Sri Lanka, where they ousted the whatever he is, prime minister or president, and he what did he do? He ran away, fled the country, emailed in his resignation from Singapore, I believe. But this is everybody storming the Capitol. And this is in a stupid country, and this is what we did. We're not supposed to do this kind of stuff. But the best part is that I mean, not the best part, but then, you know, look, they're inside, they're angry, and the best part is that they're so stupid they just jumped in the pool afterwards. This is in the same building. I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot of a protest to me.
Yeah, there was just a party in there afterwards.
I guess so.
Because they had like a guy DJing and stuff.
Did they?
Yeah.
Wait, was that the plan? They bought a guy with his DJ equipment?
I mean, he just has like a MacBook, but
Anonymous, I mispronounce everything. That is my goal in life, to just mispronounce everything. Yeah, I was taking a chance on Sri Lanka. I don't know. I am the worst. This is in Haiti, where the taxi drivers were protesting. So, but these are the taxi drivers. This guy in the middle here, those are his passengers in the taxi, in Haiti. That's why we don't live there. No, we're fine. That would be the least way of taxi transportation I think I'd like to go. I'd prefer to be in those stupid rickshaws than that. Those rickshaws, by the way, if you ever come to New York, do not take them.
Yeah.
They charge you like $50 a minute. It's a complete ripoff, and they don't kind of tell you. And then and they're stupid. I took this picture because, you know, this is the end of the festival for, I guess, Muslims, even though this was in Tel Aviv, but I was surprised that they let the women have cell phones. That's why I thought it was interesting. Like, there are two women just taking selfies, but I was surprised that they let the women have cell phones, because we know how stupid those people are against women. Them and their whole fucking families. So. And
did that Jeremy Piven?
No, it does look like him. You're right. I think this is in Portland. No, Portugal.
Okay.
And the guy,
they look the same right now. So
I guess. And the guy's trying to the caption is a resident tries to put out a fire with a tree branch. I was like, what the fuck? But I like the way he's like, are you kidding? Come on, really? That's my house in there. But he's trying to put out the fire with that tree branch. I think it's a lost cause, brother.
Yeah.
Now this is weird because this was in Northern Ireland while I was there. They do these bonfires. It marks the Battle of the Boyne commemorations. I don't know what that means. Thousands of people, I wrote it down, in unionist areas in Northern Ireland commemorate the anniversary of the battle every summer with bonfires on July 11th, parades on July 12th. The events celebrate the 1690 victory of the Protestant William of Orange, also known as King Billy, over his Catholic father-in-law, King James II. So this girl who was working on the show was really pretty. She was explaining the entire story to me. I was trying to get to my room, and she's like, no, let me finish. And then she was telling me the story. I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But every Irish person I know, they're always so angry at the Catholic Church. It's really, as we all are. But it's just they get really angry about it. Like when I asked about that bell booking candle, it's about the excommunication of the Catholic Church with the Protestants. And it was funny because this girl was doing the same thing. And they have nice anonymous little Billy Joel references. Oh, it's burning since the world's been turning. And so but people they're like, you got to stop doing this because it's bad, it's dangerous, it's conflicting views. And they make like this, but just to this beautiful stuffed animal, but just to burn it. Like, I don't know what the point is. It's sad. Yeah, now we know why it's so hot in the UK. Exactly. That's the last thing you want to be doing. Oh, I want to go to a bonfire tonight. It would be fun. Oh, God. And speaking of droughts, this is in California where it's like really funny. There's this community, I guess, that looks amazing, like right out of the movies. They even have like a man-made lake there. But on the other side, it's just dry desert.
Wow.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
I guess this is what Las Vegas was, before they built on it. Look what man can do when they work together. This is what the Israelis did. And that's why everybody wants to take it back. They all the people, like the Palestinians, they just had it like this, and they were living in little tents here. The Israelis came in, made it look like this, and now they want it back. See? Controversy. This, of course, is, do you know what it is?
Running of the Bulls?
That's right. The running of the stupid. I mean, who started this ridiculousness? What is the point that this guy's doomed? He's like, there's always some idiot that falls and ruins it for everybody else. Why is there a woman there? She's like, oh, I didn't know it was running of the Bulls day. He's like, get out while you can. Women don't do this. There's no women in this picture. But I don't know. I feel bad for the Bulls, and I don't feel that bad for the humans because they're obviously idiots. I feel bad for this guy. This is a little elephant calf that fell into a hole in Thailand. Him and his mom fell into a hole. How big does that hole have to be for an elephant to fall in? They were both rescued. But it reminds me, Mike, if you can play that other video I think I put in, I think I entitled it Elephant. This happened yesterday in the Bronx. Yesterday, after a huge, one of those big rainstorms that came in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Now it's in slow motion. That happened yesterday, that was my van. That's why I'm upset about it. Because
I was living in it.
That would have been awesome if that was my van. But yeah, exactly, Jenny. Women are too smart. But yeah, that happened in the Bronx yesterday. I mean, just all these sinkholes are popping up. I'm going to share my screen again, Mike.
Okay.
I think it'll work. Yeah. Okay, I am sharing. You have it? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this is in Israel, and these people are watching as they release a sea turtle back into the sea. But this looks like the worst. I think this looks like a turtle would be like, this water is disgusting. Can I go back into the tank that was nice and clean? I mean, ew. That's just full of duty. And it's like, again, where my mother used to swim in Perth Amboy, New Jersey. Is that all hummus? No, but that's funny. Damn it. The date rape fan. That's right, Anonymous. Fell into a sinkhole. How could that be? And this is the cutest thing, but this guy is technically in Portugal saving a lamb for the wildfires, or does he have other aspirations?
Whoa.
Thank you. That's Gene Wilder in Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Sex, but were afraid to ask. We've all known Woody Allen was a pervert for a long time. I don't know why everybody's so, we knew this going in. And these are two little 2-month-old jaguar. You never see little jaguars. Look at that. The cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. But look how dangerous that the mother's like, in Nicaragua. But that is the cutest. I mean, that looks like a stuffed. This looks like right out of like a Disney cartoon. Or to me, it looked like Sylvester and his son Junior. But they are cats. But look how
Father of mine.
Now this is what it was known as a buck moon, and so then they got a picture of a buck in front of the moon, but the full moon is known as a buck moon. But what I know it as is a Buck Rogers moon. Hey-o!
Bitty. Good one, Buck.
right, Twiggy. Wait, shit. What's the word? No. BBDB. That's what it is. BBDB. Hiya, Buck. BBDB. This is the Northern England Fashion Week, where clearly they know nothing about fashion, because I think I was wearing this yesterday. So this is gross. But this is Northern England, where clearly they're trying to pretend they know anything about fashion. And because here's another beauty of that same. I mean, what's happening? This is a catwalk. The model, we love showing these pictures. I mean, were you going to wear this out? Are you going to wear this to the bonfire? Maybe. Where are you going to wear this? Where are you going to wear this? This is in Bangkok. It's a preseason match against Manchester United and Liverpool. So it's not even Bangkok like playing. And that's how popular soccer is everywhere else in the world except here. But they're in the rain. And now the thing is, I need to get these ponchos. Don't they make them where you can just carry it in your bag and put it on when it rains? I get wet all the time because I don't like carrying an umbrella. Where do they sell these? Everywhere? Do I not know?
I don't know.
Because this looks like a great idea. I love it. I need to do. Yeah. Monday I was going to work. It only rained, of course, on my way to work, and then it stopped. And I had an umbrella, but my whole left side of my arm got completely soaked. Ugh. And normally I hate carrying an umbrella. So if I could carry this in my back pocket, this would solve all my problems. What is this? You can get one at Yankee State. Yet another obstacle to keep Mike from noticing. What's the obstacle?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't catch it.
Interesting. Oh, so this is in Germany. It's a techno music enthusiast love parade. My worst nightmare. Like they got music trucks and everything. This is even worse than any of the parades. This would be Dave Juskow's worst nightmare. This is, if there is a hell, I'll be having to walk in. I'll have to be like whatever I'm doing. The restaurant will be on the other side of that, of one bush to the other. Like, and every day I have to cross it to get to that restaurant.
It's the itch so you can get them at all those tiny.
That's what I think, but it's just funny that nobody ever has them. Yeah. Only tourists have them. That's why I wonder, like, why wouldn't you want them? I don't want an umbrella, Catalina. I have one. I have a bunch of them. I have a really good one at work. They gave me this new one that, folds inside so you get in your car and you don't get wet. But I don't like carrying it around. I mean, if I'm going to work, I'll take the umbrella because I know I'm just going there. But if I'm walking around all night, I don't want to carry that umbrella. There's nothing worse than carrying an umbrella, right?
They saw them at Yankees games.
They do? I've never seen anybody wearing it at the Yankees games. And this is that new James Webb telescope everybody's talking about, where you can see actually 13.1 billion light years away, whereas the Hubble telescope was only 7. They made a telescope. And look at this. Isn't this great? It's just like in Men in Black. These are all galaxies. Like, somebody else has got to be out there. We can't be alone, right? I'm fascinated by this stuff. Like, this could be our galaxy. That could be the Milky Way one, you know? There's got to be people living in all these places. There's got to be. And that's where they just showed it in Piccadilly Circus. This is where they were like showing the images there. It was like those pictures because it's like right out of a movie where this is where the aliens take over, you know? But yeah, everybody's fascinated by it because it's really cool. You're like, you know, they're looking into the past. So if time travel could possibly exist, and it does, because I just did it on Monday. I left on Thursday morning and somehow got here in 2 hours. I time traveled. I left at 1 o'clock and I arrived at 3. Explain that. And this is at that new One Vanderbilt where this guy says, you know, he can get us up late at night and stuff. My sister just went there. I went to the one on the opposite side. It's supposed to be pretty good. And these idiots are doing acro yoga, which just drives me crazy. I don't know, because I feel like somebody else is trying to take a picture there and these idiots are doing this stupid stuff. But clearly, the only picture you ever need to see at one of these places is my modeling photo that everybody loves. That's off the edge on the opposite side of Manhattan, because that is what you're looking for in a model. I'm talking about myself because, you know, Anonymous, it's always about me.
I don't think Brian's comment got enough.
What do you say? The Jack Webb telescope, just the facts. Excellent. Little dragnet action. I got it. I'm sorry. You're right. Thank you for pointing it out. Well done. Anonymous, I'm not always hating on yoga because I was doing it during the pandemic. I just hate people that do yoga. No, I don't hate them either. There are people that just get so obsessed. They're annoying. Have you noticed, Anonymous, and maybe you're this way, that when you get obsessed, you become a teacher? Like everybody, all the people that get obsessed become teachers. They go to these retreats. Like I've seen it happen in multiple women where they get into yoga, but then they get obsessed into yoga because it is a way of life, and I get it. And then they end up going to retreats, and then they just become teachers. They get so into it, you know? It's cool though. I was doing it during the pandemic, and I really wish I could continue because it's really good, obviously, for the body, for stretching. But I don't know, just the pandemic, it was so easy to do stuff, eat healthier, do exercise, and now when life comes back, I have time for nothing. I told you, I got home at 2 a.m. yesterday. I woke up at 5:30. I went to work. I came here. I'm doing the show. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to come home. I'm going to go to Billy Joel. It's just life is back. It's back. And I'll tell you something. All this good stuff's going to happen because now I have a job, because I have some sort of, you know, like I'm out with people again. It's important for me. I can't just sit at home. I love sitting at home, but it's not good for me. And I got to keep hydrated. I think that could be the most important thing, especially being an older gentleman. Just be okay with farting and forego the yoga. Yeah, I'm not, Angela. I'm not okay with that. Jeff was doing that the entire time. It was so... Anyway, I shouldn't have said... Anyway, but he looks like he's going to do that. All right. Well, I think that's... this week, obviously, I'll talk to you. I'll probably have it on next week. We'll talk about Billy Joel. But this week on Billy Joel A to Z, we finally got to Summer Highland Falls. And not only is that I think it's my favorite Billy Joel song. It's either that or Sleeping with the Television On, but I think it's Summer Highland Falls. During the pandemic, I did a version of it. I sing it. I was playing the piano. And for the Comedy Cellar, I don't know if you remember, Mike, I made a version of doing it, and I put pictures from everybody who works at the Cellar. And it's on my Instagram. And I guess it's on the Cellar Instagram too, somewhere far in April of 2020. And you can see the whole video where I sing Summer Highland Falls and play the piano and put all these pictures together. It was really fun, but I love that song, and it means a lot to me. And it's a good song for me. Although when I was playing it the other day, I'm like, ugh, I sound horrible, but it's the best I can do. And it's a good vocal range song for me as well as I can sing. And at this, again, advanced age. And also then we have our Turnstiles, the album wrap up because we finished all the songs on Turnstiles and we brought in Paul Lauren, and that comes out on Thursday, and it's part 1 because our friend Paul Lauren, who's been on this show multiple times, plays a bunch of songs off the album, and it's really fun. That's in part 2. So if you're interested at all in Billy Joel, that's what's happening this week on Billy Joel A to Z. I don't have anything. I haven't done comedy in a while. I got to fix that somehow. Mike, where are you performing this week?
This weekend I'll be in Philadelphia at Punchline Philly.
Oh, awesome.
And next week I'll be at the Laugh It Up Poughkeepsie.
Oh, so you'll be in town. Who are you working with in Philly?
Voss with both.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's good. I've never been to a comedy club in Philly. Go figure, right? Been so many other places, never Philly, and that's so close.
I've never done Punchline. I've done Helium before, but
yeah. I heard Helium's excellent. Yeah, I've never done the Punchline and Poughkeepsie. And then are you working with Bobby Kelly when he goes to Asbury Park?
No, I'm probably going to be in Texas then. But if I am in town, then I will be though.
Okay, well, I'll tell you more about so you don't get scones thrown at your head. I'll explain to you about the parking before you go.
Well, that's right.
But yeah, so everyone needs to check out the first 4 Summit of Days pod from May 19th, 20. Oh yeah, I just went for it that day. I don't know why. Yeah, I sang it in its entirety. Thank you, Marcy. Thank you for I would never have guessed where that. Oh, I guess because of the pandemic, I was getting into it. Yeah. It's called Jessica Springsteen Loves the Ponies. That's right. Right. Was that the one where my friend Brian Pinelli was on? Because he covers the Olympics, so we always talk the Olympics sometimes with him. He travels all over the world, but he's from my hometown, so it's kind of cool. Anyway, yeah, hopefully you'll like the version if you listen to the podcast. Whatever. I love that song. And we'll tell you more about Billy Joel next week. And Anonymous Mike will be in Philadelphia. And oh, you're coming to Jersey next week, Gabriel? Awesome. Gabriel loves hanging out in Edison, New Jersey for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, so Anonymous, go see Mike. Let's make this happen. And what do you mean? AOC was arrested? Is that true?
Oh,
is that breaking news?
Let me see.
She's so pretty, but a lunatic, I guess.
17 Democratic lawmakers arrested outside Supreme Court during protests.
Oh, they're doing the well, you know what? That's a good thing to protest. So good for her. And yeah, we got to keep protesting that. It's fucking sick shit. Overturning that thing. It's unbelievable. I think we were talking about it yesterday. Who was I talking about it with? Oh, these girls at the bar. Oh, because my friend is pregnant. Yeah. And then so we were talking about it because wow. That's a pretty big deal for a congresswoman to get arrested. You got to respect that, because that's a big deal to go for it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's staged, that's pretty cool. All right. Way to go, AOC. Boy, I was really hoping she didn't have a boyfriend. She is so hot. And she used to be a bartender. It's so sexy. Anyway, on that note, whatever note that is, it was wonderful seeing everybody today. I'm so glad to be back. And speaks way out of turn on Jews in Israel. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, she's bad with the Jews. It's true, Jenny. That is a problem. But again, I forgive all that when you're that sexy. So that's a problem with me. But again, thank you. So nice to see everybody in the chat room, obviously. So nice to see Mike. I'm sorry I missed you last week. How'd the show go last week?
It was good. He showed less sorry. He showed less depressing photos.
Oh, that's good. He doesn't even have to show photo. I don't make him do that or anything. He just, it's all right. But I hope he was a good host, and I hope it was a fun time, and I hope you had a fun time today. And I guess we'll see everybody next week. It'll be the end of July already. That went fast. So thank you, Marcy. Thank you so much. I missed you guys too. And yeah, Catalina, have a good vacation. And Anonymous, again, go see Mike. And Judy, maybe I can see you on Thursday. I'm going to go see my mom. Exciting stuff. Good way to end the show. Anyway, Mike, I'll see you next week. And everybody, have a great time. This is the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. Remember, if you're in town, come to the Comedy Cellar. It's always awesome and a great time, and they do have air conditioning, so don't worry. I'll see you next week on the show. Good night, everybody.